This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for March 6, 2023. And in the news this evening, senior JDF and GCF officers to meet Monday regarding altercation between members. Senior officers of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Jamaica Defense Force are to meet today following an altercation between soldiers and a policeman on Sunday night, which was caught on video. A media release from the JCF on Monday said an investigation has been launched into the matter, and the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of Area 4, Donovan Graham, will meet with his senior JDF counterparts later today to discuss the incident and bring the matter to resolution. The incident occurred at a security checkpoint on Hannah Street in West Kingston and has sparked outrage among some members of the GCF. The policeman involved in the incident has reportedly filed a formal complaint accusing a soldier of assault. However, an account from the JDF reportedly states that the policeman failed to stop at the checkpoint when instructed, was aggressive, and hurled threats at the JDF members. The soldiers also reportedly reminded the policeman that while driving his private car, he is subject to being searched, but he continued acting boisterously. In its release on Monday, the JCF said this incident does not reflect the current excellent working relationship and the collaboration that exists between the JDF and the JCF. We remain committed to working together with the JDF to maintain law and order and to serve our communities. We urge our members as well as the public to remain calm as we investigate this matter, it said. It added that it will take the necessary steps to ensure a speedy resolution and to maintain the high levels of cooperation that currently exist. Teachers protesting at Mount Alvernia, Garvey Maceo, and the BB Cook High Schools. Teachers have either called in sick or are staging sit-ins at the 3 high schools to protest the latest wage offer in the government's review of public sector compensation. Protests have been confirmed at Mount Alvernia, BB Cook, and the Garvey Maceo High Schools. A circular from BB Cook to parents and guardians stated that, with students left unsupervised, the administrators have taken the decision to dismiss school at 11 a.m. to ensure their safety. It urged the parents and guardians to make arrangements to ensure their children get home safely. Meanwhile, Garvey Maceo made a similar announcement. Due to a number of our teachers being absent as a result of ill health or unforeseen circumstances, school will be dismissed at 11:10 a.m. today, March 6, 2023. We apologize for any inconvenience caused, the Vernon Field-based institution said in the release. The school's acting principal, Dan Fenton Thompson, told the media earlier today that some 80% of teachers were absent. Businessman murdered in Palmer's Cross, Clarendon. A businessman was gunned down along Mac Corner in Palmer's Cross, Clarendon on Sunday night. He has been identified as 40-year-old O'Neill Rooms, also known as D of Kennedy Lane in Palmer's Cross. Police reports have stated that about 8 p.m., Rooms was sitting on a wall in front of his shop eating ice cream when he was pounced upon by men on foot armed with handguns. Rooms reportedly ran and was chased by the men, who opened gunfire, hitting him in the head and upper body. He died on the spot, the police say. Sources have disclosed that the murder occurred in the vicinity of a church crusade. Less than 2 weeks ago, 6 people, including a police officer, were shot and injured at an event in Palmer's Cross. The police say there has been an increase in criminal activities in the Palmer's Cross area, which prompted the imposition of a 48-hour curfew in the community last month. According to the police, permits to host entertainment events in Palmer's Cross are not being granted up to July 1. The parish of Clarendon had seen a 157.1% increase in murders up to February 28, having recorded 18 murders when compared to 7 homicides for the 2022 corresponding period. More guilty verdicts in Klansman Wandon gang trial. Chief Justice Brian Sykes has found the reputed leader of the Klansman Wandon gang, Andre Blackman Bryan, guilty in relation to 2 more criminal charges. The verdicts were handed down Monday morning when proceedings resumed in the Home Circuit Court. Brian has been found guilty of knowingly facilitating the gang's double murder of a couple in New Nursery Fisheries, St. Catherine, and the setting of their house on fire in September 2017. His co-defendants Jazeel Blake, Dylan McLean, and Tariq James were also found guilty of knowingly facilitating the commission of murder by a criminal organization. The 4 men were also convicted of knowingly facilitating arson of a dwelling house. At the same time, 2 alleged members, Brian Morris and Michael Whiteley, were found not guilty for facilitating the gang's commission of the double murder and arson. The couple, Jermaine Bryan and Cedella Walder, were murdered on September 9, 2017. The gangsters torched the house with the couple inside after shooting them. Their bodies, which were burnt beyond recognition, were found huddled together. 2 self-confessed members of the gang had testified that Brian had planned the attack during a search for a man known as Bubba Sparks, an alleged top shooter of a rival faction of the gang and a community don of fisheries. The prosecution's 2 main witnesses had also testified that before the attack, Brian held a meeting on Jones Avenue in Spanish Town. One of the ex-gangster, who was the gang's banker, said that during the meeting, Brian instructed him to patrol the roads near the community to ensure that no police were in sight, and also that he had observed crates of bottle bombs during the gathering. The other former top-tier member had testified that he was present during the attack and saw James and Brian executing the couple. However, while the former community don had testified about the presence of moonlight and electricity enabling him to see the men, the other made no mention of lighting. As a result, the judge found that he could not accept the evidence regarding the identification of the 3 men the witness said he saw. Consequently, the 3 defendants were found not guilty. However, the judge has indicated that the men are not in the clear, as the evidence against them will be used in determining whether they are a member of the gang. 26 alleged gangsters, including Brian, are still before the court, as 24 of them still have to answer to being a member of a criminal organization, while Brian has to answer to leadership of the gang. Trelawney farmer on bail hit with gun charges. A Trelawney farmer was arrested and charged for breaches of the Firearms Act when he reported at the Falmouth police station on Saturday as a condition of his bail in another matter. He is 29-year-old Rohan Campbell, otherwise called the T-Man of Bounty Hall, Trelawney. He is charged with shooting with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, and the use of a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. The police allege that Campbell was involved in a dispute with a family member on March 1 when he left the location and returned with a firearm. He allegedly chased the family member and fired several shots at him. The man managed to escape injury and reported the incident to the police. Campbell was subsequently arrested and charged. Trial of co-accused in Slickiana murder case fails to get off the ground. The trial of security guard Rohan Rose, who is charged in connection with the murder of social media influencer Anika Slickiana Townsend, failed to get off the ground on Monday. When the matter was called up in the St. James Circuit Court, the Crown told the court that the matter could not be dealt with today. A mentioned date was later set by Justice Andrea Thomas for April 26. The 47-year-old security guard is charged with misprision of a felony. This means he is accused of knowing about the matter but failed to notify the authorities. Rose is currently on bail. His co-accused, Rasheen Patterson, was charged by the police with murder. Patterson, who remains in custody, is booked to reappear in court on Thursday, March 9. On October 21, Townsend's scantily clad body was retrieved from the sea in Reading between St. James and Hanover. Patterson is accused of strangling her to death. According to the police, Townsend had traveled from Kingston to Montego Bay, where she was picked up by Patterson at approximately 7:30 p.m. on October 20. During the evening, they visited a restaurant in Hanover and a guest house in St. James. At some point during the night, an argument reportedly developed between them, which resulted in Patterson reportedly strangling Townsend and disposing of her body. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.